The Pixel People Pod. Snap, 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 it's on. Rewind the future fraud. The Pixel People Pod.
Such a great theme song. We don't give enough love to the Pixel Underground singers. They're so good.
They are good.
Yeah. Welcome to Pixel People Pod again. Chris,
What's up?
say hello, Jen.
Hello, Jan.
Chris, I'm trying to get your voice dialed in here. Make sure you're not too loud. I was playing around with your line the other day.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah, okay. The levels, I couldn't get, I was putting some drops in the last week's episode, and I was trying to get the levels right, and I think I turned you way too up loud, your thing right here, so I think you're all right
Well,
now.
that's what happens when you're around me. You turn my thing way up,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Well,
Should I leave?
okay, anyway. So, welcome back. This week, this is one we've talked about. I think Chris and Jen both had this idea and told me about it over time, and we finally put it in. We're calling this one Dual Threats. I think what started it originally, Jan mentioned something about, hey, what about actors who sing? And then Chris was pointing out about a certain comedian who put out maybe one of the best bangers of the 80s songs. It should be, maybe make the Hall of Fame episode we're going to do. It's so that good. At least to me and
It
Chris.
very well could.
Yeah, to Chris
It
and
could,
I, it is.
yeah.
It's that daggum good. But we'll get to that. So anyway, it's Dual Threats. It's actors / singers, people who could do it both in the 80s and some in the 70s.
Not people in duels with swords or knives or
not
guns.
dual threat. Yeah. So, but anyway, before we get to that, we have, as always, Jan's Gnarly News.
Here we go. Jan's Gnarly News. Jan's Gnarly News.
Hit us with that news, Jan.
You want a duel?
Sure. Duel, by the way, a great 70s movie. Watch that if you've never seen it. Spielberg's first movie. It's very intense.
All right, you're July 20th, 1980 something. Jan's Gnarly News. July 20th, 1981. Journey released their 7th studio album, Escape.
That was their big one, right?
That was their big one.
Yeah.
It had Who's Crying Now, Don't Stop Believing, Open Arms, Still They Ride, Stone in Love, which is my favorite
Yeah.
Journey song.
You
And-
said, go ahead. Sorry.
And it peaked at number 1 on the U.S. Billboard.
You said it was their
200.
seventh album. I don't think people realize that Journey was like sort of like Fleetwood Mac, how they were a jam band, sort of a certain band. And Greg Raleigh was singing and on keyboard, and then they bring in Steve Perry to sing some of the songs. And then his voice is good, but they were all right. And then Jonathan Cain came in on keyboards and started co-writing all the hits with Steve Perry, and that's when they went crazy. This album is probably his first album with him, and they were a totally different band then. I mean, they would have never been as big if Steve Perry and Kane hadn't went in and started writing all their songs. And they're an interesting band.
I think this is an album that almost everybody had in the 80s.
Yeah,
July 20th, 1982, the Go-Go's released their album Vacation.
oh, I love that song. What
Yeah.
else is on that album? Sorry.
Well, the title track Vacation
Yes.
peaked at number 8. Get Up and Go peaked at number 5. And This Old Feeling,
Okay, so it's
those
probably
were the 3 singles.
their next one or something. My favorite Go-Go song is We Got the Beat. That's such fun. But Vacation's a great song, but We Got the Beat just they cranked
It
that
had
up.
the beat.
Yeah, it did.
Who's the bigger of the two, the Bengals or the Go-Go's?
The Go-Go's. Yeah, they're in
No, I think the Bengals are better.
the Go-Go's in the
bigger.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, they were they're one of them instances, Chris, where you might like their music better, the Bengals, but the Bengals probably wouldn't be around if it wasn't for the Go-Go's. They were like the first all-girl band that in that era that was like made it okay to be an all-girl band. Now, I mean, there was like the Runaways and stuff, but they were like hard rock stuff. The Go-Go's sort of paved the way for them.
They had Susanna Hoff, the Bengals. That made them better.
Yeah. But,
July 20th, 1984, the movie The Never Ending Story was released.
still
I
never-
saw that at the theater.
I've never seen that movie.
Really? You watched that in 1984 at the movie theater?
I did.
I'm so
I
jealous.
remember going to see it.
Is that the one with the guy, the kid, and the horse?
The
Mhm.
Yeah,
flying
see,
dog
I'm
or
never,
whatever thing.
I'm never
Yeah.
watching that.
Falcor.
Why?
Because it's the saddest thing. I've seen clips of that, and I'm like, I don't want to watch that. I'll be starting bawling my eyes out.
And it wasn't a horse, it was a luck dragon.
Okay, either
It
way,
looked like a dog.
it was.
It was a luck
No,
dragon.
that was not the dog thing. I'm talking about The horse that dies in like the swamp or
Oh,
Oh, I
that was
something.
just a
I'm
horse.
not even talking about that. I saying that remember him riding around on that big dog.
No, I'm talking
thing.
about.
That's what I'm about.
Isn't that the same movie where the guy's like horses and he's like, "Come on, get out," and the horse like
It's
just sinks
stuck in
You
the
not
mud.
seen it?
Yeah, I
I
can't.
haven't seen it since I watched it in the theater. I've not watched it in
I think
35
I
years
saw
or
like
whatever.
30
So I don't
seconds
know.
of the clip of that horse and the boy, please don't go. And I was like, I can't watch this. I think of every one of my
You
dogs that died.
realize, but you know that no animals are ever hurt in
It
those
don't
films,
matter.
right? They
It
put
could
that
be
on there.
no
You
matter.
know, I'm just saying.
Jurassic Park, the Futurama episode about Fry and his dog made me bawl like a baby, and that's a cartoon. So I mean, I can't do anything animals that die or anything. I just
Chris, do you remember the character that was like the wolf creature, Gmork?
I think
He
so.
was kinda
I'm
scary.
looking up stuff on it now. Yeah,
He
I'm
was
looking it up
scary.
now to
was
kind
he
of see those
Gamork
stuff.
from Orc? Was he from the same planet as Mork?
Gmork. He was like
He's
a
sort of in
wolf.
Happy Days.
He was always in the shadows talking about the nothing, which you don't know, Greg, because you've not watched the movie.
He knows nothing about the nothing.
Well, you can tell me about it because I probably won't sit around and watch that movie.
I honestly think you would like the movie.
We'll
I think you
see.
should give it a try.
We gotta watch The Last Starfighter first. We were going to watch it last weekend, and it wasn't on. I'm to the point, even though Jan is more frugal than I when it comes to like spending money on stupid things. Like a couple times we talked about a movie, and we have every streaming service, and I'm like, oh, that movie's not on any of them. I'll just pay the $3 to order it on Amazon. But the other weekend, I was like, we were looking for The Last Starfighter since we talked about it last week, and it wasn't on any of our streaming things. I thought, I'm not paying $3 to see that movie. It'll end up on Tubi in 6 months. So we watched Alphabet City because it had Jamie Gertz in it.
hmm
She's in like 5 minutes of the movie.
But she's in her underwear, in
Yeah.
it, so it made it
Yeah.
worthwhile.
Oh, nice. I need to watch that.
It is all right. The funniest thing, since we're talking about that, it's so weird, some of the casting. And he did this before, I'm sure, Police Academy, but Michael Winslow, he's like the co-lead in this, and it's hard to take him serious in a serious role when you know him from Police Academy. And even in this movie, he's trying to put they hired him as like a legit actor and a legit character, like a drug thing in it, but he's still doing his sounds and stuff. It's really weird. It's worth watching just to see him in that role. It's a
Did you
mafia
eat some
movie.
alphabet soup with it?
No, with
The
with
cereal,
tied in,
alphabet
yeah.
cereal.
Alphabet cereal
Yeah.
would have, yeah. So,
Yeah. That remember that?
yeah.
All right, July 20th, 1985, AC/DC released Fly on the Wall. Didn't realize that this album was produced by Angus and Malcolm Young.
They probably started. That was probably when they started taking over. Their brother George did a lot of their early stuff. They controlled everything in that band, you know. George did, and then Angus and Malcolm controlled all the music and stuff. And when Bon Scott wrote all his own lyrics, and Brian Johnson wrote all his lyrics up until I think maybe Who Made Who or Blow Up Your Video, and Angus and Malcolm said, we're taking over lyrics now, which is, if you look back on it, they're not as good a lyricist as Brian was. And but they took over everything then. All Brian did was sing. He didn't do any writing anymore. They controlled that band, and Angus controls it now. You know, it's basically the Angus Young show now.
Yeah.
They
This
were just in
Charlotte,
Charlotte the other weekend.
coworker went and said it was really good. So I saw some clips, and it still looked good. But I mean, I saw, you know, the main group several times back in the day, so I was like, I don't need to see.
Greg shared the set list with me.
Yeah, the set
Pretty
list
solid
was,
set
was
list.
yeah, the set list was great. They had a nice mix of both eras and a couple of the newer songs. And
Take out Thunderstruck, and it would have been perfect.
yeah, Jen's not a big Thunderstruck fan.
Oh, you've got to put that in there. How
Nope.
can you not? Well,
It's so
your kiss
overplayed.
coming from the lady who thinks a great love song is by Motley Crue. So
They had a Have a Drink on Me in it, which I thought was very cool. But I want to hear Who Made Who, and it wasn't in there, so you know.
We'll replace Thunderstruck.
I would
with Who
trade
Made
that.
Who,
I'd trade Thunderstruck with Who Made Who.
and it would have been perfect.
Mhm.
All right, this album had Shake Your Foundation, Sink the Pink, and those two songs were actually later included on their soundtrack album, Who
Yeah.
Made Who, which was for Stephen King's film Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah. My Uncle Tim had those on 8-track. That album Fly on the Wall on 8-track. I would go into his room. This is after he had moved out, but he still had his stuff in his room in my grandparents' house. And I go in there, he had this Mac Daddy like 70 stereos set up in there. and he had his 8-tracks in there, and his like several AC/DCs. I wish I had those now.
I know. That'd be awesome. July 20th, 1986, Peter Gabriel had his first and only #1 song in the U.S., which was
Sledgehammer.
Very good.
Yeah, it's a good song. Good video too.
Great video.
That is a great video.
Yeah.
Kind of cutting edge.
Still though, what year was that?
86.
Yeah, 86 is one and only #1.
Mm-hmm.
Went in the Hall of Fame as a solo act before Phil Collins.
Yeah,
again.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's definitely was a recency bias or something. I don't know what that is. There's no way that he's not in the same category.
Yep.
I think Genesis with him was a lesser band too.
Yeah, a lot of people would disagree, but I've tried to listen to their prog stuff, and it's just nah. I like Phil Collins' drumming back then, but it's just not for me. I'm not a prog
That's
guy.
Todd Spiegel. He's a big Genesis fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. This was released July 20th, 1987 in the UK and July 21st in the US. So we'll still count this.
Okay.
It was Madonna's Who's That Girl soundtrack, which is a very good soundtrack.
I like
Once
that
again,
song.
another Madonna reference.
Yep. Go ahead and let
She's
the.
all over the 80s.
It was to promote the movie Who's That Girl. It's credited as a Madonna album.
Madonna. Okay.
As a Madonna album.
Yeah.
But she only performed 4 of the 9 tracks
Oh.
on the album.
Well, that's bait and switch right there. Is it too late to get a class action lawsuit against a record label for that? I paid for this, and it's non-Madonna album. Just too early, maybe, but we'll let the cat out of the bag. In August, one of the episodes is another Pixel People 80s icon episode, and it'll be on Madonna.
All right. Released July 20th, 1988, the movie Midnight Run. One for us to watch, Greg.
Who's in that one?
Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You have?
I'm not a fan of Charles Grodin, but I saw it a long time ago. It was good. But I mean, that's been 30 years ago since I saw it.
I think I'd be willing to watch anything with Robert De Niro. I like his acting.
Yeah, up until he's getting a little crazy now, but I mean,
He's been crazy for the last 15 years. But,
All
but
right.
he was at one time was one of the greatest actors in the world.
oh yeah.
He was amazing at one time. He had a specific genre that he was great in forever.
Yeah.
Then he did a couple comedies with Ben Stiller, and then so he's kind of did that, tried to break out and do some other stuff, but he's just kind of gone off the crazy end.
Yep. Okay.
Released July 20th, 1989, Love and War, which was the second studio album by Lillian Axe. Did you guys listen to Lillian
No,
Axe?
did you?
For who?
You
Lillian Axe.
probably had that album, didn't you?
I think I had the first one. I don't think
Who
I had Love and
again?
War.
I didn't hear you.
Lillian Axe. They were a
No
sea
clue.
level hair band. You hear
I've never heard of
if you
them.
listen to Hair Nation on Sirius long enough, you'll hear like one Lillian Axe song on there. So, what was their big hit, Jan? Do you know?
This actually made me sit and listen to them the other day because I hadn't really thought of them in a long time until I was looking this stuff up. The Love and War album was actually ranked 296 in Rock Hard magazine's book, the 500 greatest rock and metal albums of all time.
The book is called
Well,
Rock.
that's a
Rock
bogus
the
list.
magazine's called Rock Hard Magazine.
Rock Hard magazine.
Did that
It
come in
was a
plastic
porn
wrap
magazine.
behind the counter at most 7-Eleven?
Yep. Yep.
I remember stuck behind a swank in one of those 3-packs one time. It's a Rock Hard magazine. What is this? Hey, Lillian Axe.
That's definitely a bogus list.
I think their #1 song is The Day I Met You.
We'll have to listen to it later. What? That'd be a good idea for an episode one time. The battle of the sea level hair bands. Throw like 6 of them out there and see which one we can crown as the king to move them up to lower B status.
To a B level.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I'll work on that sometime.
All right. And last on our Jan's Gnarly News, some sad 1980s
Yeah.
gnarly news.
Yep. We lost Hal Williams a few days ago. Some of you will remember Hal Williams as the father on 227. However, I remember him as Officer Smitty on Sanford and Son. Well, my favorite television show of all time, Sanford and Son, by the way. And you'd know him if you saw him. But he was great on 227. I watched that show in the 80s. It was great. He died at age 91. So, as Kevin Smith says, big bucket of wind right there, living that long. And still acting right up toward the end, I think. Rest in peace, Hal. There's only one cast member left from Sanford and Son Living, and it's the white cop, which just cracks me up. Hoppy, Officer Hoppy. So
He always played like he was
yeah,
really
the
dumb.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, peace on. It's peace out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's such a great show.
He was a pretty good character.
Maybe that'll be another future podcast I'll do down the road. The Sanford Son watch along. We'll go back every episode and discuss it.
Oh,
I bet you somebody's already done that, but if they haven't, I might jump in on that. So I'm
your
sure
side
Jan
podcast.
wants to. Yeah,
That'll be your
podcast.
side
yeah,
podcast.
Okay. All right.
There you have Jan's Gnarly News.
Oh, gnarly.
All right, Jan, thank you for that. Before we get into it,
It's time for errors and corrections, 'cause Greg screwed up again.
I guess it is a screw up on my part. So last week, as you know, was on things you would not bring back from the 80s. And I said I was watching clips from Live Aid, which made me think of something I wouldn't bring back. And it was my number one thing. And we did the whole podcast, and like an hour and a half later, Jan and I watched TV, and I said, oh my God, I forgot to mention the whole reason I created that episode. What I wouldn't bring back, and it's a niche thing, and some of you would have to look it up to know what it is, but it's called Steinberger guitars. And if you remember, if you ever see 80s rock videos, some of these guys would play these guitars. They were boxy guitars. They looked like a shoebox almost, and there was no headstock on the guitar. They were ugly as sin.
Looked like something a kid would play with.
Yeah, it looked like a kid's toy guitar, and I hated those things. Eddie Van Halen played one in Summer Nights for Van Halen whenever they played it live because it would allow you to switch your pitch, and sort of like if you know guitar, it was like a capo built in. But they were ugly, they were not cool, and they really aren't cool looking now if you're playing one. So those things should have stayed away, which then led me into thinking keytars. If you got a keyboardist in your band and any of them steps out now with the keytar to do a solo like a guitar, throw them out of the band immediately because nobody wants to see that. Do you agree with that, Chris? Keytars, come on, man. You don't want to see that.
No, because I'm thinking about, first of all, I thought you were going to talk about keytars the whole time, but I didn't know you were going to talk about that other kind of guitar.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
Steinberger
that kind of
guitar.
caught me off.
If you see it, you'd know it.
Well, I know what you're talking about. No, like, I think keytars, not cool or whatever, but I think if you've got a band that was super popular in the 80s that had it, if they don't bring that out now when they're like doing their songs or whatever, you feel like you're being let down.
Stand behind your keyboard and play it. Don't get out front. Nobody wants to see Dennis DeYoung from Styx out there with a keytar dancing around like some 80-year-old moron. I'm sorry, but I'll die on this hill. Take your keytar and shove it. Didn't look cool in the 80s. It don't look cool now. I had to put that in there, but then Rodney, who said his thing last week about smoking in restaurants, he threw out another thing the other day that I said I'm going to stick in this week's just because I think everybody out there would agree with this. None of us thought about it then, but his was carpet in bathrooms. A lot of people carpeted their bathrooms back in the 70s and 80s. Why? And do not ever do that again.
So nasty to me.
Yeah. I think everybody...
My first house that I bought had carpeted bathroom.
Yeah. But didn't you think like...
My first house did too.
Didn't you think those like, this is not a good idea?
1992. It had carpet in the bathroom.
Yeah, mine was early 90s too. It was like that era too, 93 or so. But what we did is we ended up pulling it out and putting down ceramic tile in its place or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, right around like the bathtubs and all that stuff, the water would get in there and it would just start to turn it colors and
and you'd step out of the shower
and soggy, walking there and soggy carpet and that was a good one on Rodney's. That's a good call there, Rod.
And I think it was Todd that mentioned something about paper maps.
Oh yeah, Todd's was he would never bring back paper maps, which we forgot to bring that up. But
I love paper maps. Every trip we go on, I print out a paper map.
Yeah, Jan would love to go back to paper maps. No, she
don't do it now.
I love going by a paper map.
Well, we were in West Virginia a couple of weeks ago, though. We were in dead areas where the GPS wouldn't work. So, Jan had printed off some stuff. If we didn't have that, we might have been in trouble. So, they are effective.
I think everybody still needs to know how to read a map.
Yeah.
I think that's a forgotten art that we need to make sure we know how to do that.
Yeah, and you just keep one in the car. We were going to buy one. We forgot. We still got to buy one to put in the car. But, I mean, trust me, I'm all about the GPS. I'm but like I say, we were in a, radio dead zone in West Virginia a couple weeks ago where there was no signal for anything. And luckily, Jan had printed stuff out.
Yep.
But
My cape was made of
She's
paper.
the only MapQuest person left.
Yeah. But also, our friend Doug that listens, Doug had brought up too. He said carpet. Period. He just soon they don't. He just soon not see carpet anymore. He said when he starts to remodel his house here pretty soon, that's the first thing he wants to do is rip out all the carpet and put laminate hardwood in
Ooh,
there.
I'm good at that, Doug. I'll come help.
Anyway.
You really release some anger by ripping up carpet.
Yeah. So that wasn't really. I guess it was a correction since I forgot mine last week. But it's not many times you come up with a podcast episode and do the entire thing and then forget the thing that inspired you to do that episode. So
If you were Jan, you would have had a list and you wouldn't be forgetting. these
yeah, I
things.
know.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I actually have a list tonight.
I got one too.
I even have it printed off and in PDF format on my tablet in front of me. I am high
You
cotton
are
right
in
now.
high cotton.
Yeah, I gotta take a picture of this later and show it. So anyway,
It's like our set list.
yeah. So here we go. Dual threats. We didn't really have a criteria so much, but it's. I told Jen today it can't be. Who was the one I said we can't use? Oh, I said one. If you, Chris, you might throw this guy up there, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw him out there as one I said you cannot use. Or I said I don't count as a dual threat. I'm not counting Prince on this list because as great a musician as Prince was, he was just an okay actor. And the thing he acted in was like his own movies.
Yeah, but his own movies were hits.
Yeah, they were, but
he's on my list. I'm sorry. He stays.
For me, the reason, here's how I looked at it. I didn't think about, because Prince was a musician first, then an actor. I'm thinking about people who you think of first as an actor, then a musician, like somebody there. So
yeah,
he wouldn't have ever made my list.
I think we're counting it either way, but I think we all got probably a lot of the same guys on here. So as always, we'll start off. Yeah, let Jan throw out one on your list here.
Well, of course, I'm going to start with the lovely Patrick Swayze.
His acting career was bigger than his music career, but he had a massive hit with it.
Huge hit.
You can have one song, but if it's a hit, I'm going to count it.
Of course, he was
I didn't have him on my list.
Yeah.
He was in 1983's The Outsiders. He was in 84 Red Dawn. The miniseries North and South from 85 to 86.
He was in Roadhouse.
Dirty Dancing, 87, in which he received a Golden Globe nomination. He was in Roadhouse in 89. Point Break in 91, which he received 2 more Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Ghost, 1990. And then he co-wrote and recorded the song She's Like the Wind for Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
And it peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's a dual
She's
threat.
through his tree.
Do what?
She's like the wind through my tree, or whatever he says in that. So
Yeah. I don't know. I like that song, though. It's
no, that's a great song.
I always when it comes on 80's on 8 on Sirius all the time, I'm like, I forgot how good this song was, and that's freaking Patrick Swayze. It still amazes me that it's like, man,
I think you probably start karaokeing it in your car.
Yeah, probably.
He probably already
I don't think I
does.
know enough of it. Patrick Swayze was like a quadruple threat there. He was a dancer, a singer. We got cheated. Him passing away too young. He would have probably done a lot of cool stuff in his older age. But go ahead and Chris, give us one of yours.
Well, we're gonna talk. I don't have one of them on my list. I know it's on your list. We'll talk about later. But
Yeah,
I
we'll
will
save
go
him till the
with
end.
the Hoff, David Hasselhoff.
Yes. Germans
He,
love David Hasselhoff.
Yep, he's big. He was Knight Rider, then Baywatch, and that was like the only 2 shows I really know he was ever in.
Yeah.
He was great in Dodgeball when he made his appearance in that. But I don't really know a lot of his songs. I just know he did a lot of them, but they were so popular in Germany and overseas more so than America.
His
but
biggest hit was Looking for Freedom from 1988, and it was number 1 in Germany and Austria. So, yeah,
that's on my list.
As Norm Macdonald always said on Saturday Night Live,
Germans love David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, he was a big hero as far as the singing thing, but worldwide, he was huge. The Hoff was big everywhere. He was way bigger outside of America than he was here, but...
And he had 2 really super classic TV shows, too, that were here big in America. You thought his music career would be bigger.
Yeah, you'd think, but, he got hurt a little bit. Baywatch cheesed him up so much. Like, he was an action star, Knight Rider and all that stuff, but Baywatch, he kind of got... I don't think people took him as serious after that, but...
he's on my list of... I mean, I just think about, honestly, singers and actors from that era. I always think of him first.
Yeah. So, I'll do one here. I'm sure Jan has this one too because he starred one of her favorite 80s television shows. It's Don Johnson.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
Don Johnson.
Yeah.
He's on my list.
Sonny Crockett on Miami Vice. Kenny Powers' dad on Eastbound and Down. I mean,
He's in Tin Cup
yeah, he
with
was
Kevin
huge in the
Costner.
80s and 90s. His big hit was Heartbeat from 1986. It peaked at number 5 on the Billboard chart.
Don't forget he was
And
also
then-
in Harley Davidson and the Marble
Yeah,
Man.
that was a good movie.
Yeah. And then also on that same thing, Philip Michael Thomas, who was on Miami Vice with him, also put out a couple songs
Yeah.
and albums or
Yeah.
whatever.
Just wasn't. It didn't.
So that whole album, just that whole TV show, put out just people who thought they could act and sing. So
Yeah. Now, we're throwing these so far. The ones we're throwing out right here, they had a couple songs, but some of these guys we're gonna get to had full on careers. So we're getting.
I
Yeah,
didn't realize until I was looking at info on Don Johnson that he did a duet with his then girlfriend, Barbara Streisand. I
didn't know that.
didn't
yeah, I
realize
remember they
dated.
dated.
I
I
didn't
do
remember
remember
that.
they dated.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I
So,
remember that.
It was a
Yeah.
top 40 hit called Till I Loved You.
Oh, throw another one out.
All right, I'm going to go with Bette Midler.
Bette Midler. Yeah, she was a singer
But
and
wasn't
then
she
an
a
actress.
singer before? See, that's why, like, when we did the list, I guess I took it completely
Well, no, it
backwards.
goes either way, but
because
it goes either way. But the way I was looking at it is, you got to be big in both. There's a lot of people that were actors or that were singers and then got into acting, and it's like, Gene Simmons did that, but he's not on my list. He's not
every
a great
singer wants to be an actor, and every actor wants
I've
to
got
be
a
a
We
singer.
could have done a cameo list, and
Yeah.
Gene Simmons would have been on that
he
one.
might have been an also ran, but I looked at it more as, even if it's just one hit for both, you've got to excel in both at some point to be on this list. So she
Bette
excelled
Midler
in both.
had 14 studio albums and sold over 30 million records worldwide.
Yeah.
Her chart toppers were The Rose, Wind Beneath My Wings, Do You Want to Dance, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, and From a Distance. She won Grammy Awards and Best New Artist and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance for The Rose and Record of the Year for Wind Beneath My Wings. But she made
Do you
her...
really like her music?
Yes, I do. She has a great
The
voice.
Wind Beneath My Wings is a good song.
She's just got this rich voice, and she can reach this place that's just unbelievable.
She did a movie in the late 70s about a singer, and I can't remember the name of it, but she had a song in it that Sammy Hagar wrote for her, and I'm pretty sure it went to number 1. It was a big song. At least it got high on the charts back then in the late 70s. So,
She made her film debut with the musical drama The Rose in 1979.
That's it. That's the one, The Rose. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
She did Down and Out in Beverly Hills in 1986.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Ruthless People
She was
in
good on
1986.
Seinfeld.
Outrageous Fortune in 1987. Big Business in 1988. My Favorite, Beaches in 1988. And Stella in 1990.
My favorite is she sang a duet with Krusty the Clown on his retirement show on The Simpsons. So
Well, that was nice of her.
she sang Wind Beneath My Wings with Krusty. So yeah, she's a big one. So
One of these days, I'm going to talk Greg into watching Beaches.
I'll watch
Do
it.
One
not
of these
watch it,
days.
Greg. Do not watch
She's
it.
a great actress. I'll watch
Chris,
it.
hush. He should watch
You know,
it.
Yeah.
like with that category like that, then I would think you would have put Barbara Streisand in there as well.
We talked about
She's-
that.
Yeah, she's kind of iffy.
She's got one of the great singing voices of all time.
Yeah,
She's
but
a great actress.
She's a great actress, but yeah, I don't know. We just didn't consider her. I think Bette's better.
I'm saying I would have never considered her because I think she's in the same vein as Bette Midler because of, I thought they were singers before they were they were
Yeah.
primarily known as singers, not actors.
I will
So,
say that out of
that's-
all the movies I can think of, though, one of the best movies that any of these people have been in that you've named was the original A Star Is... Well, not the original. I think the 70s one was a remake, but A Star Is Born with Chris Christopherson and Barbara Streisand is like a great movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chris Christopherson, he is on my list.
yeah, he was great.
Although
too.
I argue with her on that one because I don't think he's a great
he
singer.
said it should not go. But his
He's
country
the
was...
highwayman, baby.
He
Yeah,
was
but he's the
outlaw
weak link.
country. His was a different country.
Yeah, but he was more of he could write songs more than sing them. He wasn't.
He was great in
singer.
Blade.
Yeah, he wasn't a great singer. So There's a reason Johnny Cash sang Sunday Morning Coming Down, because Chris Christopherson couldn't sing it right. So
Well, Dwight Yoakam is that way too. I mean, he's a great singer.
yeah, I forgot
He's
about
not
Dwight
as
Yoakam.
great an actor,
But he
he's not
wasn't-
as great an actor. But he's in some roles he's really good. But
Yeah, but that was 90s.
I mean,
so
Yoakam
Yeah.
was in Sling Blade, right?
yeah, but that was 90s.
What
That's
else
why
was
that-
he
Yeah.
in?
He's been in some stuff since. He was in The Blind Side, wasn't he? Wasn't he the dad in that? Or
no, that was Tim McGraw.
oh, that's right. I don't know. They all run together. All those country guys. He's been in several things though. He's a good actor, but he's 90s. We're not counting him. All right, Chris, throw us another one.
Well, let me look through my list here. Or we want to get in some people who have like a bigger career, or just throw anybody out.
No, you're in a bigger career.
Well, I will, before we get into one that's like a massive career, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he was.
I
on
have
my
him
list.
on my list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. He was in Moonlighting, and then he liked the Die Hard series
Yeah,
of movies
everything,
and
yeah.
The Last Boy Scout.
I love
And
that
he's
movie,
had a
by the
massive
way.
career. Yeah.
It doesn't get
Yeah.
enough respect.
Blind Date.
But he's got just those he had that a couple big songs, or I don't know how they charted that. I didn't research
Respect
that, but-
Yourself was his biggest hit in
Yeah.
1987. It peaked at number 5 on Billboard chart.
So you look at that. You did the work for us. But yeah, that's the I thought of him immediately just because of that. Respect Yourself.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize until I was researching him that he had over 100 films that he was in.
Yeah, well, it's
100
there's
what?
100
Over
films,
100
but
films.
let me
Oh,
point this
yeah.
out though. I know why.
Well, toward the end of his career, he was
knew
just
that
doing
his
a lot.
mind was
Mhm.
going, and he would take every. That's why you saw him in a lot of straight to DVD. And I think he had even said that it's like, I've got to bank every penny I can get. He doesn't care if it's a good movie or bad, because he knew that his career was almost over, which is sad.
One of his later movies is a 2010 movie. Is Cop Out with him and Tracy Morgan in it.
Yeah,
That is
Cop
a
Out. Kevin
hilarious
Smith
movie.
directed that. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
movie. But yeah, I
Him
love
and Kevin
Bruce
didn't get
Willis. I
along
mean,
on that. So yeah.
the Die Hard series is enough for you to have your career and you're done. You can
Oh,
do
yeah.
that and you're done. I
Yeah.
mean,
What
it's
about-
just amazing.
Chris, did you like 12 Monkeys?
I've only seen it one time. It was a little too odd for me.
It's
it was
very,
a
very
sci-fi kind
odd.
of thing. It's a little
Yeah,
odd.
Jan showed me that one time. It's pretty
But,
good.
but I'm
Uh,
a big fan of Bruce Willis.
Another
I'm
big
a
thing
fan
about
of
Bruce
all his
Willis
stuff.
is he played a mean harmonica. So
He does. Yeah. Yeah.
all right, I'll throw one of mine out here. This is one that people tend to forget about, was Jack Wagner, who played Frisco Jones.
Oh, he's on my
General,
list.
yeah, General Hospital. His song was, I mean, you know him. He's one of them guys that you probably don't know by name if you're not paying a lot of attention. But if you saw him, you go, "Oh yeah, I know him." But his song "All I Need" was huge in the '80s. It peaked at
Yeah.
number 2 on Billboard. I hear that song all the time on 80s on 8, and I'm like, man, I forgot how
it's a
big
great
that
song.
song was. And that's the guy from General Hospital.
Well, you know something? There's another person we'll talk about in a minute on our list who was another General Hospital alum. So they put
Mhm.
out the best
Yeah,
singer
yeah.
actors too.
Well,
Better than those CBS trash.
yeah, but you never heard Victor Newman's cover of "Straight Outta Compton." It's pretty good.
No, you haven't.
that was
I've got a
90s, so
guy
I
from
didn't
your
count it.
show.
Yeah,
I've got a guy from your show on my list.
Victor Braid. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Jan. throw
All
another one out
right.
there.
David Bowie.
I was gonna argue that one because he was a huge star.
He's not a great
I
actor.
don't think he's a
He's
very
not.
good actor.
No.
Well, I liked him in The Labyrinth. So
Labyrinth. You liked him because
You're the only person who liked Labyrinth.
Yeah. He smuggled a small child in his trunks in the Labyrinth. I think that's why women like that movie.
But
that's
I
a
love
disturbing
David
movie.
Bowie.
Chris,
I mean,
when's the last time
his-
you watched The Labyrinth, by the way?
Probably 20 years ago.
Watch it again. It is disturbing that it's a kid's movie, and the dude is like his character wears like tights, and it should be blacked out. Like there should be a censor
Yeah.
bar on that, and it's like that was an odd choice for an outfit
Yeah.
for a kid's
His-
movie. But
Yeah, his music was so amazing though. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
he just
he
had some-
adapted too.
he
was-
was so good.
Yeah.
and he's in that outfit with that young girl, which
Yeah, it's
made it
very
even
creepy,
more
yeah.
creepy.
And he's also in Zoolander, which right off the bat puts him on a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Another actor / actress who has the same kind of there's like such a weird movie that she put out, but was such a great. She put some big hits, and she was on my. I think she was on my list of the sex symbols back from that day. It was Olivia Newton-John.
She's on my list.
yeah, she's on my
Mhm.
It was
list.
Xanadu. Xanadu was such a crazy, horrible
Alright,
movie. But
Before we throw her stuff out there, let me add back. David Bowie is also great, and one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time, The Prestige. He played Nikola Tesla in it, and which I've heard.
Really, I've seen The Prestige, but I don't remember him being in
yeah,
it.
he
So.
played Tesla in it, and that movie is supposedly going to be re-released in theaters here.
And you were going to argue that David Bowie did not belong on this list.
Well, that was a 90s movie, but yeah, Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, I mean, her acting start off was like, musicals and stuff like that, but she did, but Physical, I mean, that was a #1 song for 10 weeks.
But if we put
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John on the list, does that mean we had to put John Travolta on the list?
No.
See, but look, you can say, I don't think he ever released any albums that I know of. I know
No,
he
he
just
just-
did musicals, but when I saw that, that's why I didn't put Olivia on there, because I thought of her more as a singer than an actress. I think that's how she did, because of Physical and stuff like that. But then you go back to Grease,
Well,
and that's one of the
Travolta-
great roles.
John Travolta did those two. You're the One That I Want.
Yeah.
I know, but he didn't
And
put out
Summer
any
Nights.
albums
He didn't
that
put
I
out-
know of.
Oh, gotcha.
He didn't put out
gotcha.
Physical. That's, I mean, that
Yeah.
song is possibly on the Pixel People Pod,
It very well could be.
Wall of Fame.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
What about Magic?
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Uh,
Olivia
that's
Newton-John
my
had
favorite.
some great
I like Magic
songs.
better than Physical. That song is so. Magic is a great example of a song that's a pop song, but it's not heavy metal, but it's very dark. That song is
I think
dark.
of You Can Do Magic.
Yeah, no, wrong.
That's what I think of
Yeah.
every time I hear magic in a song.
All right, let me throw one out here. Well, I just did one, so y'all can do another one. Jan, throw another one out there.
Oh, I wasn't ready.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'll tell you one while
Okay,
she does
Go
that.
ahead.
That I didn't even know that she had put out albums till today. There's really 2 of them, but
Yeah.
Alyssa Milano
I saw that.
put out stuff. I'm like, you got to be
Yeah,
joking.
but she was, she's also ran. I looked, her biggest hit was called Look in My Heart, and it was double platinum in Japan. She's big in Japan,
Yeah.
Huh.
as they say.
Well,
Her and Cheap
And then
Trick
just on
sell
that
out
s-
Budokan. So,
on that same one, Cheryl Ladd from Charlie's Angels,
yeah.
she put out stuff, and her last album came out in 1981.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody put out an album by then. If they wanted to capitalize on stuff,
Yeah.
hey, this person's popular. Let's have them put out an album.
Well, did you realize that Kim Basinger started out as a singer?
Yeah, I didn't know that till Jan told me that yesterday.
No, I didn't
did
know
not
that
know
either.
that she started as a singer.
She sure did.
I'll tell you, you talk about how everybody puts an album out. One of the reasons when we talked about this is I was joking, either with Chris or you, Jan, about Arsenio Hall put a rap album out. It's called Chunky A, and it's like a ripoff of Cameo. It was like the early 90s, but it's horrible. And it was like, man, I think everybody back then tried to put a record out, but it was bad. But I think I bought it on cassette.
Yep.
I hate to admit that, but I'm going to throw a big
If you
name
had it
out.
now,
Yeah, I'm going to throw a big name out right now, which she might be the most talented one on our list. And Jan, I know, has this because she has the hardware to go with her talent as far as awards go. Cher.
That's who I was going to talk about next,
Yeah.
actually.
Because think about all the stuff she did, her solo career, all the songs she put out, how she lasted forever. But she, Academy Award actress.
I didn't realize she was the first woman to deliberately expose her navel on American TV.
I did not know that. That woman, she was talented because I think I've probably seen more of her acting stuff than I've probably ever listened to her music. But she, music is her #1 thing.
my
Oh,
dad
really?
loved Cher.
Yeah.
So that was like his sex symbol for him. That was his
She was.
woman.
It's funny because I've heard a lot about Cher here lately because I listened to Gene Simmons' audiobook and I'd forgotten that him and Cher were together for 3 years in the late 70s. And then he immediately, when they broke up, it's wild because people don't think about Gene, how big he was back then. They think Kiss was like this band for a couple minutes and makeup. Then him and Cher were together for 3 years and they broke up and stayed friends. And then he said that year at Christmas, she said, "Get me a Christmas present," joking with him. And she goes, "Go ask my best friend, Diana. She'll tell you what I want." And it was Diana Ross. And he went and met with her and they started hanging out as friends. And he ended up dating Diana Ross for 2 years. So, that's right before he met Shannon Tweed. So Gene, he had some big time girlfriends back then.
That's what happens when you have that tongue. That's
Yep.
what turns those women on. That's what it does.
Gets them every time.
Hey, well, listen, I'm going to throw one out that I think rivals Cher. She's bigger than Cher.
Mama
Dolly
Cass?
Parton.
Oh, Dolly Parton. I think Did I say that was
It's on our list.
okay?
I mean, we didn't look her up, but
Yeah.
I think she's bigger than Cher. I'm saying she's bigger in more ways than Cher. But
Well, yeah,
um,
yeah.
but I'm saying I think her acting. Yeah, she had 9 to 5,
Her
the best
acting
little
wasn't as
whorehouse in
big as Cher.
Texas,
Her
and
overall
stuff.
career was definitely bigger than Cher.
Yeah, but I think her movies probably did on par, same amount of money, probably all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I really think that her musically is bigger than Cher. But I think I understand where you're going with Cher. I understand her being on the list. She wouldn't be on my list, but she's on the list.
Yeah. All right, Jan, who you got there?
Madonna.
Madonna. Yeah. See, I was almost going to say no on her the other day because I think that most of her movies were kind of garbage, but then Jan
They
kept
are.
rattling them off. I was like, oh, okay, she did,
Desperately Seeking Susan.
Yeah.
Who's That Girl? Dick Tracy. League of Their Own, which was 92, but still.
Yeah. But-
She had some great movies.
But she wasn't exactly a great actress, though. But her, I
No.
guess, I know. She loves Desperately Seeking Susan. I know. She didn't carry that movie, though. Patricia Arquette did.
Arquette, yeah.
Or is that Rosanna? That's Rosanna, right?
One of the Arquettes.
Yeah,
They're
I
the
think
same
it's
thing.
Rosanna Arquette was in that one. But yeah, but I would put her in my mind like Prince, but she did do more and she didn't write her own. They put her in stuff, so I guess that would count. But she's way bigger on the music scale than she is in the acting scale, though. So other than now,
yeah.
she's acting like she's relevant again, so that's pretty big.
Yeah, she put out a new song or something now
Yeah.
recently.
Jan, throw another one out there while you're on
All right. Can we talk about Corey Feldman?
the Fell Dog.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
No,
What's up with the youth, Chris?
you got to be good at both, and he's
He
good at
was
neither.
good at both.
He
He
was not good
was.
at both. He was not.
Everyone,
I will die on this hill.
everyone, I want you to go and look up Corey Feldman, Howard Stern. What's up with the youth? It's one of the greatest live performances you ever see.
Listen
If y'all
listen
go
to this
look
career.
that up and watch it, y'all are going to be disappointed and mad at Greg. So do not do that.
Listen to this career. Friday
Oh,
the
this will be
13th,
great.
1984. Gremlins, 84. Goonies, 85. Stand By Me, 86. Lost Boys, 87. License to Drive, 88. Dream a Little Dream, 89. He was also on Celebrity Wife Swap.
Wife slop. Yeah.
Well, they renamed it that.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But what I didn't realize was that when he was younger, he was in over 100 TV commercials on 50 TV series, including The Bad News Bears, Mork and Mindy, 8 is Enough, One Day at a Time, and Cheers.
Well, I will tell you, he may have been in all those things, but nobody ever says, oh, the best person from the Lost Boys or the best person for this was Corey Feldman. Nobody. And when he did the
I do.
Corey,
He's the Fell Dog.
Corey Haim carried him. The wrong Corey died. I
Up
say
there,
that
you-
all the time.
What's up with the youth, Chris? What's up
he
with the
can,
youth?
look, you've
You're
got to be
talking
good
a-
at both.
You're
He
talking about
can't
the
sing.
comeback king, Chris. He's the comeback.
He
The
can't.
comeback
He
king.
can't sing. His music's terrible. He can't dance.
How dare you?
He's
Why did they
Horrible.
keep hiring
He does not
him in
belong
all
on
these
this
movies
list.
if he wasn't good at it,
He's a
Chris?
great actor, Chris. Back then, come on now.
no. He's not a great
He started
actor.
his career at the
You're
age
using
of
great very
3.
loosely.
Yeah.
Started his career
And
at
he's
the age
still
of 3.
there.
Don't be
He's
hating
still
on
there.
that
He's
talent,
mentally
Chris.
there.
Don't be hating on that talent. Okay. All right,
No,
Chris.
At
Never.
just 3
No,
years old,
no.
he was in a McDonald's
No.
commercial.
Yeah. See.
Anybody could be in a McDonald's commercial at 3. Here's your French fry. Eat up.
All right, Chris. Throw you one out there then.
Yeah, let's get
Time
some
to
talent
doggone
here.
yours.
Let's
Save the big
this one
one
I
to the
didn't
end, though.
listen. I'm not this. I'm going to name a couple I didn't even know did.
Yeah.
Lisa Wetchell from Facts of Life put out
Really?
an album
I didn't know that.
in '84. I know. I found that
The
today.
woman
in the
from
list.
Survivor, Lisa Wetchell.
No.
Yeah, the one at
Yeah,
Facts of
that's her.
Life.
She was on. Remember,
Yeah.
she was
Oh,
on
yes,
Survivor.
she did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What was she? Who was she on the Facts of Life?
She was
the blonde-haired
Blair.
girl.
She was
What
Blair.
Blair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Another one that I didn't know put out stuff today was big. He had 2 big shows. Scott Baio.
Oh, yeah.
He was on Happy Days. He was on Joni Loves Chachi, and then Charles in Charge.
Yeah.
Joni loves Chachi.
He put out like 4 albums
Really?
in the 80s, early 90s. Yeah. It's crazy.
He was such a
I didn't
teen
know he did
heartthrob.
that today.
Yeah.
And then the only person I could find from Young and the Restless, which is Greg's favorite TV show of all time. Michael Damian.
Yeah. You know him, Jan.
He
You
put
know
out-
Michael Damian. He had a big hit in the early 80s and stuff.
He's put out 9 albums from 84 to 2007.
He was a character on,
He even
on
put
there,
out a
but he put
Christmas
it,
album.
Yeah. He comes back every couple years. They have him back on there for like a couple episode character arc, and then he's like the big star from Genoa City on there who like made it, and then
Yeah.
he comes back every now and then.
He's
So,
obviously
Yeah.
no Corey Feldman.
he's not, but you know he's
Yeah, he's
he
way
wishes
better.
he could write a song like the Comeback King.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Okay.
all right, Jan, throw out another one there.
Well, I'm just going to say Whitney Houston.
Yeah. Although I don't think her acting thing was just her
Yeah, it
basically
came later.
playing herself too,
Yeah.
playing a singer who was, but yeah.
What was the one movie she did? The Preacher's Wife or something
Well, she
like
did
that?
The
She did-
Bodyguard, which she basically
The
played
Bodyguard
herself.
was their big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then she had another one called The Preacher's Wife or something like that came out like after that, was like her only other real big movie. But she was the female singer of all time.
Yeah, I'll throw this one up right here. Another one, but this big in the 80s as singing and actor with Grace Jones. Remember, she was in A View to a Kill and all that stuff. She's also had
Oh yeah.
I forgot about her.
a number 2 dance song in America, "Pull Up the Bumper." She's singing a lot of stuff back
Pull
then.
up the
but-
bumper.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget before we get into the big one here, John Snyder from Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, he did some country stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a big country singer there
Yeah,
in the
he
80s.
was.
He
He
had a lot
had-
of country
yeah.
hits. So
yeah, he did.
Well, flipping from
he put
country
out a greatest
to
hit. So
rap, do we count Queen Latifah on this list?
No, she didn't start acting till way late. And plus, I don't think she's a very good rapper. I would never. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. That's the only song she ever did, as far as I know. I was more of an MC Light fan than Queen Latifah.
I was a fan of none of theirs.
Yeah, Sister Soldier.
Don't
That was
forget
stuff I was-
Tracy Ullman too. Don't forget
Yeah,
she put
yeah.
out some stuff.
Yeah, Tracy Ullman. That's one good call, Chris. I forget the name of her song, but she had a big hit song, and I hear it all
Yeah.
the time on Sirius. They play it, and
Mr. T, he
if it
was there
was-
too.
if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have had the
Wouldn't have the
Simpsons. Probably.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
That's correct.
All right. I know there's 2 big ones coming up, Jan.
So I'm going to go with Rick Springfield.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
All
General
3 of
Hospital
us are
alum.
giving props for that. Yeah, Dr. Noah Drake on General Hospital. And he's acting in other stuff too, but he got his start. I think he was a musician, couldn't make it big, got into acting because he's a pretty boy.
He was in the pop rock group Zoot from 69 to 71.
Yeah, think about that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's almost 80 now. But he made it big as Dr. Noah Drake on General Hospital, and then he puts out his music and gets big on that too. And I think he's come back a couple times on General Hospital over the years, playing that character.
He did.
Probably, I
Mhm.
haven't watched General Hospital in 15 years if it's even
There's
still on TV. But
There's
yeah.
another guy that Sammy Hagar wrote a song and as Rick Springfield covered "I've Done Everything for You." Took it to number 1.
He was in the movie Hard to Hold in 84.
Yeah, he
The TV series High Tide from 94 to 97. He was in supporting roles on True Detective, General Hospital, Californication, 2009.
yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
He was in a few episodes of Supernatural, Hot in Cleveland, and American Horror Story.
Yeah. And Jesse's Girl is number 1 song. Biggest song he had, Jesse's Girl, which I'm gonna say right
That
now.
might be on the.
I'm gonna
might
say
be
right
in the
now.
list.
I'm gonna call it right now. All 3 of us gonna pick that song for the that song.
I mean, it very
think
well
that's
might
the
make,
lock
it might
right
make
there.
the list.
I've been arguing. I think that's a lock from the start, but we'll see. So, all right, that'll bring us up since Jan brought him up. Here's who Chris and I consider the number 1 on the list. And Chris,
That's correct.
I'll let you name him.
His name is Eddie Murphy.
Yes, he out of all these ones that were actors and singers, he wrote and sang the best song out of all of them, which should
Party
be
All the Time.
Party All the
is
Time.
probably going to be in our Hall of Fame songs. I don't care. It is such a great. Like I hear that now.
Yeah,
I remember, and here's why I love that. I remember loving that song back when it came out.
I did too.
But then when I got Sirius XM, when they used to have to buy the little thing at Best Buy, was like the little dash console
yeah,
you
the
hooked up
adapter
or
thing.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yep. I got it and I got it activated. Somebody gave it to me for a present. So I got it activated. And I was looking through the list. I said, oh, there's an 80s channel. So I tuned it to 80s on 8. And the first song that I heard on there was Party All the Time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what a great song.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Greg a couple weeks back, I'm like, talking about the list. I'm like, oh, you know what I heard today? Party All the Time, and that's got to be on the list. I'm like, he's like, I don't know. I'm like, that song makes me sing, makes me feel good, gets me, want to dance, all that stuff every time I hear it. And that song's probably 40 years old. I mean,
You talking
it's
about on the
unreal.
list for the Hall of Fame thing, yeah.
Yes,
yeah. I
correct.
know. When it come to this, I was like immediately, this is like in my mind the number one.
Oh, that was the list because of him.
What's funny is that song. It got popular, I think, in the 90s to bag on that, and the kind of when Eddie had a little lull, they were like, look at him thinking he was a singer, and people goofed on this song for a while, but they don't realize this song has stayed. Now it's cool to like that song again. I mean, it peaked at number 2 on Billboard. He did it with Rick James. Rick James produced it.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I mean, it's a great. If you put that
And the
song
video's
out,
cool too.
if you said this is Bob James and put this song out, people would have been, yeah, it's a great dance song, man. They loved it. And it says Eddie Murphy. Some people dogged on it, but I'm sorry, that's a great song. And
it's like Milli Vanilli. It's like, people bag on that Milli Vanilli, but those songs are great. People bag on this, but this is just like, it's above and beyond any of the songs that we talked about tonight.
And what's funny is when it came out, I had all his stuff on cassette, his comedy albums, and he would do impressions. He did impression of Elvis on one of his comedy albums, which is spot on. And Stevie Wonder, he did a perfect Stevie. You knew he had a singing voice, but then he did a comic song on one of his albums called Boogie in Your Butt. You remember that?
I do.
Yeah. And, it's a goofy song. And I think that probably was a catalyst for him. Like, I'm going to do a serious one, too. People think I'm just, doing this for fun. I'll show people I really sing. That guy he's a 300 batter and everything. Acting, comedy, singing. Yeah. He can do everything.
Did y'all realize he was in a Michael Jackson video?
No, which one?
In 1992, he was in Remember the Time.
Oh, yeah, Remember the Time.
Yeah, I remember that now. I remember that now. Yeah.
That's a great song, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we got to definitely do an Icons episode on him just because I don't think Eddie Murphy gets enough respect for how talented he is.
No, he had a bad decade or whatever. Yeah. Where he just he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But his stuff, when he was on point in the 80s,
oh, yeah,
it was like untouchable. His stuff was amazing.
But yeah.
And you just mentioned one that was nobody mentioned, and you may say his acting was whatever, but Elvis Presley was just,
but he was
he should be
80s.
on the list.
Well, he's
I know, but
well, he wasn't a great. Okay, let me take this back too, since you're gonna bring him up though. People dog on his acting. He's not a bad actor. If you'd watch those old movies,
I watched some bad movies.
The movies were bad, but he wasn't bad in them. They just put him in garbage movies, and they're like, that's Eddie Murphy talking about it. Elvis, you got to win this race. We got to win this race. He'd sing, he just sang all the words, but he didn't. He could act when he wanted to. Just when you put you in garbage, you can't get up for garbage. It's just. But,
I know he's not on the list because he's not from the 80s, but I remember seeing those on, like, when I was a kid. My mom and dad we'd watch them somehow. I don't know if we had them on VHS or what, but I saw all those movies when I was, early teen years. I saw all his movies, and that was an 80s era when I saw them.
Yeah, that's a good list. It's interesting. I'm looking at some of these people. I know we forgot some, and I'm sure people will tell us, but
let us know.
Yeah, it's probably not that big an anomaly to be that talent. You got to get to be where you're at as a great actor or a great singer. You have to have talent overall. So I'm sure a lot of people. I mean, actually, it just hit me out of all this time. We just left off probably the two biggest names you could think of is John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, the Blues Brothers.
I saw them on a list.
Good save.
I saw them on a list, and I almost put them on the list, but I was just, I don't know why.
I'm gonna watch that movie. I'm gonna watch that movie this weekend.
The Blues Brothers?
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, and it's worth to sit down and watch again. Dan Aykroyd loved the blues. I mean, he did that just to get the blues out there to people. Let's not talk about the second Blues Brothers movies where it was god awful. But yeah, forgot about them. I'm glad I thought about them toward the end. But there's another one. We would have forgot about. Somebody brought it up. But
another errors and
to get to be talented enough to get as big as these people are, you have to have talent probably in every. I don't think you could make it to be like an A-level great actor probably unless you can sing a little bit. Just because the talent it takes to do that, you've probably got to have talent in everything. Probably a lot of these guys are great dancers and stuff too, and that's why a lot of them go to Broadway and stuff. So, all right, well, that'll do it for this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in, people. Chris, got anything to add?
Long but long.
It's been a while. I was waiting on that. So, Jan.
Shine on.
The Pixel People Pod. Step inside. Rewind
Thank you for coming to our podcast.